Back on the trail this morning. Got Ranger 1 ahead. Coming out of Sam's Gap. Overcast skies today. Gonna try and fight the rain away. Well, good morning. It's about 8:20, 8:25 now. Feeling really good. No issues with the knee at all. I haven't taken any more ibuprofen. Everything feels pretty good right now. Got some good rest, some good sleep, and I'm ready to go. I'm looking forward to the next section. It's gonna be a short one, but I'm happy to be back out here and moving. So it's been lightly raining for the last half hour or so. Not too bad. This is Ranger 1 up ahead. It looks like it's kind of a little broken up on the horizon, so hopefully this won't last. 4.5 miles to Big Bald. That's the big mountain for the day. Really love these open grassy spots along the trail. Definitely a special aspect when you're in the tree tunnel all day, even though the tree leaves aren't out yet. It's just so nice to get these open, expansive views. Found Catherine! She's back! We have some trail magic! No way! And trash! That's always magic in its own. So a few days ago, I suggested a name for Catherine, and she took it. Catarito! The reason why she has that name is because someone left a plate of Doritos on the table at Standing Bear, and she was eating them, and someone told her later that a cat had just been in them eating them, and then, you know, nickname for Catherine is Cat, so she took it. These are so good. I'm gonna bet that this is Big Bald. And if so, that is very cool. This is very cool how that bald is just bare. Gonna be a while before we get there though.
Ranger 1. Sunkiss and I have been leapfrogging all day.
Checking out the flowers. Having a good time. We have another bald to go up still. I love these open spaces. Good stuff today, even if the weather is a little foul. It's really not that bad. It's just a very, very light rain, and it's not really, really cold, so it's all manageable. This is looking back on Big Bald. Back into the trees. Time for lunch. And I think we just might be able to take our rain gear off. So I've just finished up lunch at the Bald Mountain Shelter, and I'm back on trail. Still have no idea where I'm going to camp tonight. Got a bunch of different options. I'm just gonna play it by ear, see how I feel, and decide as I go. Was able to take my rain gear off. It seems brighter, but there's still a chance of showers this afternoon, so it might come back on. I did have to put pants on though. Got really chilly at the shelter, and I got gloves on too. The wind has just got a good bite to it today. Since we're talking about camps and campsites and where I'm going to camp tonight, I figured I'd touch upon that a little bit more. So the Far Out app lists where all the shelters are, has the trail line on it, so if you get off trail, you know, but it does not have campsites listed, except for a select few, and it's like a handful. It's a really small number. So they used to be in there. Back in my PCT days, they had pretty much all the campsites listed, and then there were even more stealth spots that you could choose from. So I know about the stealth spots, at least some of them, because people will put them in the comments on Far Out and they will just say, 0.4 miles north of the waypoint for water is a great campsite. So I know that they're out there, and I have general idea for where they are, but still not all of them are listed. Hikers are going in and filling them in when they see them, and I contribute to that as well, but they're not all there. So I also just read the contour lines. Like for instance, right in here, you could probably make some campsites, but they're not listed. It's not listed as a camping area. So I also read the contour lines on the map, and I know that when the contour lines are far apart, there's more likely to be a flat area where you can camp. And just to reiterate, it is not illegal to stealth camp or disperse camp. You are allowed to do that in the National Forest. It will explicitly state in Far Out the areas where you're not allowed to camp. So, hope that clarifies some things. Yes, I understand that the ATC and whoever else it is trying to discourage camping outside of the shelters. But honestly, in my humble opinion, there are so many hikers out here, the shelters can't handle it. So I know they're trying to minimize the footprint of hikers, but it's having a heavy impact on the areas where the shelters are. So I think it's beneficial that some of the hikers do camp elsewhere. And I follow Leave No Trace. I don't believe I leave a great impact when I camp. So that's my philosophy on that. If I had to guess, I would say 75 to 80% of the hikers stay in shelters. Most will just pick the next shelter or the one following it for their destination at the end of the day. And that's why everything piles up at the shelters. And I have been hearing rumors that they are packed, and I have not stayed in one since the Smokies. But that's my preference. I don't disagree, or I'm not saying that it's wrong. Some people feel a sense of security with a shelter and knowing that other people are there. Some people have a big fear of camping by themselves. So the shelters serve a purpose. I just feel that it should not be, people shouldn't think that that's the only option for camping out here. In fact, if you take into consideration some of the other long trails like the PCT and the CDT, they don't have any shelters on their trails, and the majority of the other trails don't have shelters either. It's actually something very unique to the Appalachian Trail. On a little side trip to High Rocks, plural, not to be confused with a previous high summit of High Rock, singular. Figure out how to get up here. Coming up on the campsite for tonight. Oh yeah, we can make do with this. This is nice. A little breezy, but not too bad. There's enough trees here to break most of the wind. This is gonna be good. Woohoo! Hello, 15.64 miles from Sam's Gap. Yeah, it ended up being a pretty good day. My knee behaved pretty well. I took a single Advil at lunchtime, and that pretty much knocked out any bit of discomfort I was getting while I was hiking. It came and went, but never stuck around, never caused me any big issues. So honestly, if I just need to take one Advil a day to keep this knee pain at bay until it gets used to what we're doing out here, I'll take it. The afternoon had no rain, and I was actually getting really warm and was thinking about going back to my shorts, but the weather kept threatening to rain and then not. And now that I'm here in my tent at 7 o'clock and it's getting a little bit dark and the sprinkles are coming and we don't know what the night's gonna bring. There could be some rain through the night, but from what I see with my weather, no thunderstorms overnight. They're gonna be tomorrow morning. I have 8.8 miles to Irwin and Uncle Johnny's hostel, where I have a cabin rented. That's my next resupply. This is a very, very short leg. I was going to do it in 2 12s, but because of tomorrow's weather, I kind of wanted to get more done today in case it takes me longer. I have to hole up somewhere because of the weather. So that's the plan. I'm excited to be back in my tent doing my little evening routine here, and met some familiar faces today, or saw some familiar faces, as you can see. Catherine reappeared, saw Ranger 1 again, so that was really great. Had some really great trail magic. Those cookies were phenomenal. I can't tell you enough how good they were. And yeah, it was a quiet afternoon. I don't think any hikers passed me this afternoon, and it went by fast. So here I am, and I'm gonna have dinner now and cozy up for hopefully a nice, comfortable, and restful evening, and then we'll be dealing with the thunderstorms in the morning. So we'll talk to you then. Good night.